it's not an exciting thing. It's a bit in the scoring.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to that track, there's a bit in there where John Williams decided it's going to be a good idea. Let's just have some electric guitar in this.
Right.
Bitch.
Yeah. Remember that.
But it doesn't show up in the movie proper. Instead, it's covered up by. It's taken out then covered up by the frickin' speeders whizzing by like a couple of things, and like, oh no. If you're going into the depths of Coruscant, at the very least, you should have a bit more of that gritty edge that an electric guitar can add.
Sure. That'd be a good place for it.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I'm just letting you know that we're officially now
my roommate, when I first showed him that...
Now it says like, Nuzlock Challenge.
Give him to listen to. He's like, no, there's no way that's in Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, this is John Williams. This is like, no.
So now,
yeah.
Why does it say Nuzlock?
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's him. I really hate just how YouTube does this.
And then meanwhile, I think it was like Kevin Kiner who did the Clone Wars score. He went ape shit with the electric guitar, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some fun stuff in that.
Oh, good grief.
So yeah, pre-show.
Oh, what else was there in the prequels? That was interesting.
Are you guys like literally just completely ignoring me?
I guess technically the landing pad where
can any of you hear me?
Have their final showdown.
Yeah, there's that.
Because I was also noticing like sort of like the same effect that was there when
I hate you both.
In episode 2, they had all the Jedi running around in the Geonosian arena. It's sort of like the same effect.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So odds are that background was either a matte painting or they pulled something similar to the Geonosian arena where they actually built a miniature.
Right. Yeah, that was on the sinkhole planet.
Yep.
Can either of you help me out here?
So, either or.
Can either of you hear me?
They were still building physical stuff. And there was also Mustafar, amazingly.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Apparently there was like a shot where they were doing a shot of just like the lava rivers as like a establishing shot. And taking a look at the behind the scenes, that was actually practical.
Wow.
It looked fake as shit, but that's because it was all manufactured. That's the only reason.
Oh. Shoot. No,
Wow.
No, we cannot hear you, Coop.
Oh, has he been trying to say shit this entire time?
It seems like he just posted in the green room.
Oh,
sorry.
Fuck.
To the recording booth. Can you hear me now?
Work now, Mr. Krabs?
Can you hear me now? Can you? Oh my god.
If it's not working now, it's gotta be on his end.
Check the stream.
It seems like it is.
Check the stream.
Stream.
Am I coming through at least on the stream? Am I at least coming through on the stream? What is wrong?
Oh my god, is this actually on stream that it's been failing?
What is wrong?
Let's see. Live now.
Oh, shit.
What is wrong?
Oh, shit.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear him on the stream.
You can hear me on the stream.
I can hear him on the stream.
That's a beautiful thing. So how do we fucking fix this? That's why, folks, this is the...
Hold on.
That's
but
why
we can't hear him. We can't hear him in our own. And plus, there's a time delay, so any. Oh boy.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is fantastic. This is amazing. I just.
Yeah. This is sure something. This is sure something.
This here. This here be awesome.
Can we be heard on the stream?
That is an interesting... You should be able to be
or
heard
is
on
it
this...
just Coop?
No, you should be able to be heard on the stream. Go ahead and talk.
Oh yeah, all three of us can be heard in the stream.
Yeah,
Oh my
easily.
fucking god!
This is...
Just...
That's fucking hilarious.
Now, this sounds like a great idea for a horrible idea for a game. Where
That's
I try
amazing.
to gesture what I'm
So
trying
I
to
guess
say.
since he can't fight back, or at least we can't hear him fight back, I guess it's time to shit talk Coop.
No! I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you both.
Oh. Oh boy.
It's not a threat, that's
No,
a promise.
He can hear us. He can hear us. It's just we can't hear him. So I mean,
Yeah, so I guess if we can't hear him, that means he's not actually there. So
Input device, snowball. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh shit! There's a new episode of Sword Art Online Abridged.
Hello? Hello?
oh, I think he's back. I think he's back. Hold on, let me.
Wait a minute, you can hear him now?
I'm gonna kill you.
Yep, I can hear him now.
Weird, I still can't hear shit.
Yeah,
Ah.
well... And I'm hearing an echo in somebody's feed.
Uh-oh.
See, this is why we call this the pre-show. This is where we try to nick out all of our knickknacks. Knick-knack, paddywhacks, give a dog a bone. Oh, how
oopsies.
fun would this be? Like, if only, like, okay, so only Dash Magnum and I can hear each other, and only Dash Magnum and Death Envoy can hear each other. Well, I mean, like, you can hear both of us, but Death Envoy and I can't hear each other. So this would be some sort of horrific game of... We should come up with some sort of game where it's like...
Of telephone?
Of telephone.
Like he said, she said.
Yeah, no. But like, actually try to make it like some horrifying like game.
Okay.
I don't know. I was hoping. How does this happen?
Huh?
Like, literally, like, so you can hear Ed right now.
Wait, what's going on?
I can hear Ed. Yep.
Can Ed hear me? Unless
Is
you...
anything being said yet? Is there anything important happening?
Coop is saying stuff, but I cannot tell if Ed can hear him or not.
Yes, you can.
Are you sure that Coop is saying yet?
Oh
I'm
no.
hearing-
Oh
all
no.
in my head.
The game has begun.
It's either all in my head or
Tell Ed that he has a choice between 1 and 6.
Coop is saying that Ed, you have a choice between 1 and 6.
Why the fuck would he be giving me a choice between 1 and 6?
And it can
Ed
be
is
an odd.
expressing incredulity at the fact that he has a choice between 1 and 6.
And it's. Oh, I can hear him. I can hear him just fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wait a
good.
minute, so it's just Coop that can't... So it's just me who can't hear Coop? What the fuck's going on? What is this shit?
I have no idea.
who can say? Who can
Okay,
say what's true?
everybody check your sound settings in Discord. Either that or we're
Okay.
gonna have to hop over to Skype or some bullshit.
All right. Let me check my.
Tell Ed to
I just felt a
check his-
disturbance in the force. It's almost as if someone was mentioning the Forbidden Land. Skype.
Wait a minute. You little piece of shit, you can't hear me, can't you? Fuck you!
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
God damn it. I'm like, oh man, I was thinking I was playing the game, and yet you were both were playing me the whole time. Congrats.
No, it was just me.
Well done. Well done, Death. Well done, Envoy.
Got
Well
us
played.
later.
Das ist gut.
Man, it's almost as if I've got some level of... I don't know. Shut up, I'm sleepy.
Yes. How are you sleepy? It's like what?
I don't know. My internal clock
it's like
is so
5:30?
fucked up.
It's like what,
Yeah.
5:30?
No, my internal clock is fucked.
Alright, well.
I woke up at 1 a.m. and I couldn't be bothered to go back to sleep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-show for the Tri-Darks.
That's us.
We
And if you're listening, that's you too.
No, that's a band.
If you're not listening, we don't care.
No, I care. Of course I care. We care lots.
Well, we'd like you to join us, but Coop may care. I personally don't. You could.
The opinions of my regulars and/or guests do not reflect my opinions.
This is bullshit, and we all know it.
I'm just really, really glad and thankful that they were both able to be here on the show today.
Yeah.
This is bullshit, and we all know it.
Envoy.
There's no way in hell this is going to be able to get monetized.
No, of course not.
Just takes a little imagination.
If you float through the sky, perhaps you could try. Just add a little bit of imagination, and maybe you'll fly into a pie. And
Ooh, what kind of pie?
key lime. It's just fine.
Coop. For the love of all that's holy, please, stop it.
You can't stop me now.
Get out!
Stop me now.
Oh, speaking of that song, I meant...
Dancing is not a crime.
I did something really stupid with that song.
Oh? Do tell.
Okay, so, as people know, Queen is pretty popular.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
You know, they released I think they released like a record or two. I don't know about exact numbers.
The lead guy, Fred.
Wait, who?
Yeah,
Fred.
Who?
you know, Fred Merck.
Who?
Fred Merck, yeah.
He's a decent voice on him.
Who?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
As in the Who? As in the Doctor?
As in the band.
Who?
I think we lost him.
Who?
Or at least I lost.
Who's on stage?
Well, anyways.
Who's on stage? Yes.
Wait, who's Yes? Wait a minute, that's actually
That's a different band entirely.
Show 'em the doors.
It's like, this, yes. Wait, really? No.
All right, this is getting out of control. Somebody call the police.
Oh, we can't do that.
Why not?
Well, they've already been loaded up on the B-52s.
There are too many, let me guess, there are too many sticks in the situation?
Probably.
No, that would require a speed wagon. We don't got that.
Hey, buddy, you're living in your own private Idaho.
Oh, God, these puns are getting out of hand. But yeah, no, I did something really stupid with the song Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. As we all know, Queen is pretty popular, so inevitably, there's going to be people recreating those songs in some way, shape, or form.
Throughout the rest of time.
Yeah, turns out the Royal Symphony Orchestra over in London, I think, they decided a few years ago that they're going to release an album orchestrating the music of Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
One of the pieces was Don't Stop Me Now.
Nice.
So what I ended up doing is I went on YouTube, because this is the best source for fucking anything.
Sure.
I managed to find the vocal just the isolated vocal track of "Don't Stop Me Now."
Oh, did you superimpose it over the orchestral?
Yes.
Oh my. Oh my.
It sounds a little rough to start off, but I kind of like to think of it as Freddie and the band are just kind of getting used to each other, and then as soon as it starts really picking up, it's like, yeah, now we got our stride, we're going.
Nice.
Sort of having a little bit of a... Oh, it sounds... I'll just put this in the green room. Fuck it.
Yeah, just post it. Why not? You can even...
Wham.
Why not even just post the... yeah, then I'll post the link on the YouTube. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, it's not on YouTube. This is just a raw file, because I'd never be able to post this and get away with it.
Yeah, you can. As long as it's not being monetized, whatever.
I don't know.
Don't
want UMG breathing down my back. Yeah, as soon as I mention UMG, oh, be gone from this house, Satan!
That's when you go, bicycle, bicycle, and get the fuck out of there.
I'd like to ride my bicycle.
I
like to ride.
Hold on a second. Here. Now, I actually have to look for something now. Shit.
That's okay. Okay, actually, really quickly, everybody's favorite Queen song right here, right now. Go ahead.
Oh shit. Fuck.
Mine is easily Bicycle Race, 100%.
Okay. I'm glad that was easy for you. I'm
easy.
gonna have to think about this.
There is an alternate version of "Don't Stop Me Now" that I really like. Legit.
Yeah, I mean that's good. It's a good ass song.
Well, the alternate version actually has more backing guitars, and it's just fucking epic.
I also just love the lyrical genius behind Killer Queen.
That's another good one. It's another good one.
But what?
Fuck.
Wow!
Not
often do I actually hear him. Do I hear you drop the F-bomb?
It happens.
It's kind of sexy.
But yeah, I gotta go with Princess of the Universe.
Princess of the Universe?
Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe.
To be
Here
honest,
we belong, fighting to survive. The boys with the darkest powers. Good shit.
to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually heard that piece.
Oh, look it up. It's a fun one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Damn.
Yeah, you learn
It's kind
something.
of like one
Shit,
of my first.
I want it all.
Oh
Yeah,
god, yeah, that's another good
That's
one.
a good one.
Fun fact: this was another one that the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra frickin' orchestrated as well.
I have
Nice.
to. It's almost like
That's amazing.
I had this one girlfriend who was really into the Beatles, and like I knew some of the bigger Beatles hits, but as she introduced them more and more to me, she was like one of my first. She was like my first or second girlfriend ever, and she just showed me everything about the Beatles, and I'm like, wait, they wrote that? They wrote that? They wrote that? And it's like suddenly just like this expansive. She just shows me this ocean that is known as the Beatles, and I'm like, the fuck.
Yeah. They wrote quite a bit. Yeah.
They wrote a lot, and then eventually I went to go and met up with a coworker, who's really into music, especially classical rock, in that era. In fact, actually, he likes like some of the really old stuff. Like he likes Elvis, Sinatra, Beach Boys.
Oh yeah.
And Beach Boys apparently were huge rivals, like
Yeah,
violent, like without actually being violent rivals towards the Beatles. And when they came out with Sgt. Pepper, that album, the lead singer of the Beach Boys just like gave up. Like he just had this complete mental breakdown, according to the story that he told me.
Dang.
He's like,
I mean, those two were on top of their game right around the same time.
Yeah. But they just kept on going, man. I was like, man, I had no idea. Like, there was some music, like, I can definitely say that there are some eras of the Beatles where I'm just like, just stop. Just please stop. And then suddenly they just pick themselves right back up, and I'm like, damn, that's some good shit.
Reinventing themselves.
Just constantly just reinventing themselves. But yeah, no, Queen's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
I like a lot of that 70s and early 80s hair rock.
Mm-hmm.
Just slam that Telecaster. But for some reason, nothing can really capture me in the same way that Meatloaf does.
He is unique among.
I like a bat out of hell. I was born. I was gone before the morning comes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just throw that in the fucking green room too.
Rock opera, good old fashioned rock opera. Rock and roll, where music was, where each song was literally at least 7 minutes long.
Back when you can get away with that.
Well, I mean, you technically still can get away with it, but you have to like just fill it with. It's like
do some club rock.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, how long is this gonna go? How long is this?
No. I guess they can't even be really considered like true rock and roll technically.
It depends. Like
I was gonna bring up Nightwish, but then I remembered like no, that's like symphonic goth metal or whatever the fuck it is.
Okay, here's the question then.
Okay.
Daft Punk, rock and roll, yes or no?
Haven't listened to any of their work actually, so I can't tell you.
I mean, I would more quickly slot them in with electronica, but I could hear an argument that they're rock and roll.
I'd like to say that they've got an electronic funky rock.
Yeah. They got some songs that kind of border on good rock tune.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, if I were to just in general, I'd probably say electronica.
We're just gonna I mean, like minus the Tron Legacy theme, the Tron Legacy soundtrack. Which, by the way, is such a gorgeous soundtrack. Oh.
A fun movie, I'll say it.
It is a fun movie. It's a damn fun movie. In fact, both movies are good. You get the
dude doing his best Obi-Wan impression.
In fact,
hold on. Did anyone actually expect Daft Punk to write a film score?
I
expect no. Appreciate when it happened? Hell yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was like, wait, who are they getting to do this? And then I watched the film. Of course, it's just one of those films. Well, basically, Disney advertised it as it was their response to Avatar. James Cameron's Avatar, which was like, this is the visual magnificent of our technology of the time. In fact, it's so powerful, it's from the future kind of a thing, Right. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Avatar was like, I believed that I was on that planet. That was beautiful because I also watched it in 3D. Prometheus had the same kind of effect on me visually. Watched that in 3D. I was very, very excited because, well, at least in Prometheus, they had a mix between CG, actual sets, and puppeteer work and practical effects. So they blended it all together so where the whole thing just, yeah, like they were on an alien planet. Like I never once questioned it.
Right.
But when it came to Tron, I was like, and I did the same thing with Avatar. Those both were films that needed to be watched in 3D IMAX.
Right.
And so I watched Tron in 3D IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like a... It's interesting how they did it, because it was kind of almost like a... oh gosh, what's that old movie? Went from black and white into color. You know, everybody knows
Wizard
it.
of Oz?
Wizard of Oz, yeah, they pulled a Wizard of Oz on us. Because
Oh.
the first like couple scenes were actually just straight up 2D, and now it's in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that they went into the real world, it was always 2D. But when they went into the digital world, that's when it was 3D.
That's clever.
Yeah, and they had like certain little cues that were very, very subtle to say, like, place your 3D glasses on now. And it was a roller coaster. It was gorgeous, and the soundtrack was incredible. And yes, Jeff Bridges, as old man Jeff Bridges, the dude,
as Obi-Wan Dudenobi.
Obi-Wan Dudenobi. Well, that's just like your programming, man.
Then one day, I got in.
But the thing is, like, I actually saw the original.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard about the sequel coming out, I knew that the original existed, and I only knew that it existed because of The Simpsons.
Oh.
Of that Halloween special.
Right.
And
right.
So I never had the opportunity to actually see. This is going to be now our transition over into the actual episode. So I never had the segue. Here we go. So I never had the opportunity to actually watch it as a kid. Probably also, when did it come out? Like early 80s or late 80s?
Oh, early 80s, I'm thinking. Let me, might have been even late 70s. Let me confirm real quick. Tron the First. 82, wow.
Wow.
You were right, early 80s.
So about the same time as, what was that, Empire?
Empire was 79, I want to say. But this was right around the time of E.T., I think.
Okay. So, yeah,
Wasn't there a Star Trek movie released around that time, too?
Probably.
The whales!
Oh, my favorite.
Wait, was it actually the space whales?
I don't know. Let me see. Star Trek movie.
Real facts, folks. Found only here on the Troidorks.
Here's the thing. I've not seen any of the fucking original series movies because I can't be bothered.
I've seen the first two.
Those are probably the best two out of all of them.
Actually, no. I saw the third one. I did see the third one.
Second and third, yeah, kind of form a bit of a narrative together. Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like 2, 3, and 4 are kind of a trilogy in that each one is kind of wrapping the thing up from the last one.
Which is the one that?
Because you have
which is the one that starts with them like? Which is the one that starts with them with the campfire and?
That would be 5, and that one's a trip. That's one where they find God in the center of the galaxy, and
Oh, for fuck's sake!
What does God need with a starship? Actually,
that's
Is
right.
that real?
Okay, so I've actually seen more Star
That's
Trek
real,
films than
baby.
I thought.
that is Star Trek: The Final Frontier, the 5th one.
After that, it
It
was
is a
Undiscovered Country, wasn't it?
Undiscovered Country is one that comes after that, and that's the one where you get the Klingon quoting Shakespeare.
Oh.
And it's the one where the Klingons are finally going to try and, make peace with the Federation, but there are factions within both who are like, no, we want the war to keep going. So they're trying to sabotage it. Kirk and McCoy get framed for the murder of the Klingon diplomat and get sent to a Klingon gulag. That's another fun one. I like that one.
Then after that was the start of the Next Generation movies, if I'm remembering correctly.
Generations, yep, the one where Kirk and Picard team up to fight what's his face?
To fight a British person.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with South Park. Hello,
you guys-
I'm a British person.
You guys
with to fight gosh, who is that guy?
It's Malcolm McDowell, I think his name was.
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
And I think like the character he was playing was, if I remember correctly, it was Sauron.
I think so. Am I looking? Oh wait, hold on. No wonder that didn't come up right. I'm looking at Star Trek: The Next Generation, not Star Trek Generations. Malcolm McDowell, yeah, playing Soran.
Here, you two go back and forth. There's something
I
that I
legitimately
lost.
don't
All
know
right?
why people have. Actually, you know what? No. I can see why people have a problem with Generations now that I'm looking back at it, but it's not a bad film.
No, it's not the worst of the Star Trek movies. Gosh, I don't even know what I would pick for the worst Star Trek movie. There are some contenders.
Out of the ones I've seen, this includes the new ones, because I've only seen one of them.
Right.
And that was, like, the first one.
Right, the
new
reboot.
ones. Yeah. Well, that was a fun space adventure.
Yeah, I had fun with that one too.
It's inoffensive enough, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's a good time for an hour and a half, roughly.
Yeah.
Something like
So
that,
I've
maybe
seen-
a little longer.
So I've seen Star Trek. That was like, what, 09?
Yeah.
This is Star Trek 09, Generations, just all the TNG films, basically.
Yeah. First Contact is a lot of fun, fighting the Borg.
First Contact is the best out of all of them, and I will fight to the death on that hill.
I would challenge you with the Voyage Home, the one where they go back in time to San Francisco and save the whales.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That one, that's my favorite for my money. I mean,
Well,
look,
to be fair, they're
First
both
Contact,
time travel stories.
second
so-
place. Close second. But both involving time travel.
What
That
the
must be
fuck
the
are
secret.
Odds? Yeah, no, the weakest out of all I've seen is fucking Insurrection.
Yeah, that one really does just feel like an extra long episode of the Next Generation.
And not exactly one of the best ones either. It's kind of like one of the ones that's like middle of the road. Because yeah, there's some fun action.
Yeah, you get Data singing, Hammerstein and.
Oh my god!
I'm the very model of a modern major general. But
Oh my god!
the very first one, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, is kind of the same thing. It's an extra long episode of the original series, and also kind of not a whole lot going for it. there are again, it's from that time in cinema making where you kind of like
There was still like a very heavily experimental feeling out process of how far they could push the visual effects.
I mean, great visual effects, but it's a long time of like, here's a guy on a jetpack going outside the ship, and it's going to take a half an hour while we follow him puttering around outside the ship.
They definitely like kept a lot more real world timing instead of more cinematic timing.
Exactly, and it's like, I'm sure at the time it was amazing, but going back to it, it has not, like you said earlier, it has not aged well. And plus, the twist at the end is kind of like, okay, yeah, that's a very original series twist, the big alien
kinda
that comes to.
Correction. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that these two peoples who are fighting each other were the same race the whole time?
Which is a very next generation twist.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And in the motion picture is like, oh, that Voyager probe that NASA sent out hundreds of years ago, turns out aliens found it, made it sentient, and sent it back to Earth.
What the fuck?
That's the plot of the motion picture.
Oh
Like
my
I said,
God, it
it's,
really is an episode of the original series.
I told you. I tried
To be
to tell you.
fair, the original series, when it had its good episodes, its episodes were really fucking good.
Like the one where the hot alien babe steals Spock's brain.
Oh jeez.
That's one of my personal faves. You know, are the various ones where they meet various aliens who are also ancient Greek gods or something like that.
Oh shit. I like how Star Trek Continues also, like, it's not official, but they built off of that little bit of the lore in Star Trek. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
there's some
guys
fun
know
stuff.
what we like.
Yep.
Then of course there's the always like critically acclaimed, everyone praises it, Let This Be Your Last Battlefield.
Right. Yeah.
I'd seen that for the first time like maybe about a month ago. I'm like, holy shit. That's actually really, really, really good. The twist at the end. I don't care if I spoil this. It's a fucking, what, 50
It's been out for over, Go for it.
I found my orange cream soda.
The twist at the very end of Let This Be Your Last Battlefield, turns out everyone's dead.
Yeah.
The war they were fighting is over.
And has
There's
been for
no
some
one
time.
left. They are all that's left. Yet they go back down and continue this fucking thing that it has no reason to continue.
Exactly.
It's
Thus is life.
yeah. But then you take a look at Star Trek Interaction. Fuck me, that was.
It's a rough one.
Well,
It's a rough one.
Oh, let's.
It is stupid. It is just like, oh no, we just got to know you, and Picard likes you for some reason, and now you're dying, and now he's gonna somehow use the mystical power of time stoppage that you used earlier to somehow save your fucking life. How does that work?
So RJ, my question for you is this:
Okay.
your first experience with Star Trek ever?
My very first. Wow.
Going back to young old Dash Magnum.
That was probably an episode of The Next Generation.
Okay,
But
same.
which one?
Mm.
Which one was it? I'm trying to remember. Because one of those things where it was just, on the TV, like after dinner.
You don't remember exactly what it was. All you remember is that it existed.
I remember it existed. I remember it had Ashiar.
Well, what
So
was
it was
your,
early
well,
next
well,
gen-
I mean,
So that
like,
narrows it.
you don't-
That
you
narrows
don't
it
have
down
to
heavily to like season 1 and like a couple sparse episodes.
well, let's not.
Yeah.
Then let's not say like a specific episode. Let's just say like like your earliest memorable experience.
Okay. I do remember being really scared by the commercial for that.
Memorable experience. What was that?
Like way later when I was like, oh, kid, this is nothing.
No. You completely broke up. I couldn't hear a single word you said.
Okay, so that
So-
wasn't just me. Okay, good.
Okay, sorry. It wasn't an actual episode, but it was a commercial with a promo for the episode with the weird tar monster that shows up at one point. I remember that freaking me out as a kid, but I never actually saw the episode till way later. I saw an adult and I realized, oh wow, this is just what they could afford. This is just a really crappy effect.
But it scared
This
you,
is
right?
just some because I was like 7 or something, and I didn't know any better.
Well, that came
But,
out in the early '90s, so
In the late 80s, at 2, I think.
All
When
right,
was
I'm gonna have to
Next
look this.
Gen?
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, $10 says it would have been like
Star
mid to late
Trek
80s
Next.
because the Next Gen films didn't start until 96.
Yeah, according to this, it started in 87.
Wow.
Yeah, 87 through 94 was.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, I know that you're a little bit old. You're definitely a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
And I always thought of Next Gen being just a strictly 90s show.
Yeah, no, this straddled the 80s and 90s.
It might be one of the greatest 80s shows ever produced.
Yeah. I mean, golly, just look at the hype over the Picard show just from a couple.
Oh my god!
I did not think I.
A Next Generation era fangasm with all the shit they're throwing in there.
Riker and Deanna and all.
We got
them.
7 of 9.
I know.
She wasn't even in the Next Generation. She was in Voyager.
So then how often would you go back to Next Generation?
I definitely went back in college because my friends were my friends were the biggest Trekkie dorks I've ever met, and they got me more into it.
Just prefer to be called Trekkies.
Trekkies. they were dorks too. They would own up to it.
We just call them dorks
because they had DVD collections of all the seasons of like Next Gen, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise as it was coming out.
Okay, so they actually knew what the good stuff was. Awesome.
Yeah, no, and whenever I would, finish up with homework or studying for the day, and I go over to their place, they'd be like, "Hey, let's put in it," and they would, like, they totally wanted to curate my, because for a lot of this, like, I had watched, the TV shows, like, I'd watched DS9 as it was coming out, I had watched like half of Voyager as it was coming out, it's on the TV, like, again after dinner kind of a thing, but. They took me through, and they wanted to curate my experience. Like, we're going to show you the best stuff we can think of, we can find, and they want to, they showed me all the Q episodes. They showed me all the all the fun stuff. They showed me their favorite Enterprise episodes, and I'll stand up for Enterprise. I think Enterprise is unfairly maligned.
Enterprise got shafted.
Agreed.
There is some amazing shit in there.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. But yeah, they totally made me even like that was during the time period where I would almost say like this was after the prequels had come out.
Oh man!
So I was almost going to say I'm more at that time was more of a Star Trek fan than a Star Wars fan. But no, they were big Trek heads, and they loved it, and their love spread to me. So. I don't know if you're listening out there, Dan and Mark, but thank you.
Hey!
You should invite them to watch the show sometime.
Yeah, maybe. I have not been in touch with them since college. So.
Just be like, hey, remember me?
Hey, I know it's been like 10 years or more. Probably more than 10 years, but hey.
You should ask them about
a show now.
When you do talk to them again. Ask them about what they think of Discovery.
I'll have to find out. I still haven't seen it yet. And boy, I can't wait for this whole thing with the different streaming services to knuckle under, and we can go back to just having everything in one place again.
Could we just have Netflix?
Could we? Could we just?
I'm okay with the anime dubbing companies having their own streaming services because, honestly, they're probably struggling enough as it already is.
Right.
Because they're already catering to a niche market, so they gotta make money somehow.
Yeah.
But for everything else, CBS, you think you're making enough money over there?
Right. Yeah.
Fuck me.
It's like, sorry, I really cannot spend an extra however many fun bucks to see one show. Because that's the only show I would really care about to see on their network.
Well, also, fucking Picard when that comes out.
Ooh, that's going to be the tough one, yeah.
That might be the breaking point for a lot of people.
I think so. God dang it. I forgot that was going to be on the network again. Ah! Dang it.
Speaking about shows that kind of came out around the 90s, does anyone else remember Stargate SG-1?
Yes! Same friends. Also had me watching Stargate SG-1 in Atlantis.
They really knew the good shit.
They loved sci-fi stuff like that. That was their bread and butter.
Oh god. Stargate in and of itself is a very interesting franchise.
Agreed.
But I don't know nearly enough about it. All I know is that it spawned from a movie.
Right.
That was all right, and then it like took off with SG-1, and they've been trying to capitalize on it.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Oh my god!
Love that guy, MacGyver.
The antics. Oh god.
Folks.
The time loop episode where they get stuck in a time loop. And when they decide, like, you know what? It resets every day. Why don't we fun for a couple loops?
They
Hitting golf
activate
balls
the Stargate and decide, like, you know what? Let's just tee off and just chuck a golf ball through the fucking Stargate.
What do you think the play on that was? A couple thousand astronomical units?
It's like, that's got to be a new
Commander,
record.
what are you in the middle of my drive swing, sir? Sir, I'm tendering my resignation. Commander, why? So I can do this. And he kisses the female.
That sounds like it was just ripped right out of MASH.
Poor Teal'c waking up every day with a door getting slammed in his face.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's when the time loop happened, was just him getting clobbered in the face with the door.
Okay, now for some reason, now I'm thinking about Red Dwarf.
I mean...
Some of the comedy was probably lifted from other sources, so...
All right. Let's
Anyway.
Being the moderator here. Come on, let's bring things back to track. Come on, boys.
Hey, we're still on topic. We're still talking about the sci-fi.
No,
90s.
It doesn't have to. Okay. Look. We're talking about. This is the theme of the episode. Is that we're talking about how we took things as kids and now how we receive them as adults. Be it.
Is that not what we're doing?
Yeah. God damn it. Okay. Here. Let's bring a simple.
All y'all. My childhood isn't that far behind me.
Let's bring a simple subject to kind of get the ball comfortably rolling in a soft, chewable, malleable mode.
Okay.
For example, it's Halloweenies. I
have heard.
It's the spooky times.
The pumpkin spice is in the air.
Wow. You know, you want to go out and spend $10 on a pumpkin spice? That sounds good, but that's darn expensive. So let's see here. Let's you know what? Death Envoy.
Oh fuck.
What is a good, fun a classic kids like what's one of your favorite from a child Halloween special? And you can think about this too, RJ, or Death.
I am.
Or Dash.
I
brain no function now.
Like, I'm mainly trying to think of something I haven't brought up before.
You know what? It's the damnedest thing. I think I can only think of like one actual Halloween special that I've actually properly seen.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah?
It's nothing fucking like kid related. It's a goddamn comedy special of all things. No fucking Charlie Brown here.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, whatever.
It's the Jeff Dunham Halloween special. Fighting the monster.
So as a kid, you watched that? No wonder there's so much wrong with you.
When the fuck was that released, actually?
I mean, that wouldn't have...
Because that's definitely more recent some of his other shit. Because that's 2012. So, that's mid-teens for me. Would that count as childhood?
I mean, age is a state of mind, so
teens,
possibly.
Yeah, no, I definitely put teens as childhood. There's,
Okay,
I mean, not child, but at least still a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, my fucking childhood years aren't that far behind me.
Fair.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
no, that's really like the
or at
only
least
thing
spooky,
I
or at
think
least
of.
or at least a scary film, spooky film, monster film. I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
All right, fine. I'm gonna dive in then a little bit.
Go for it.
You literally picked the worst person for this fucking topic.
All right, so okay, so you're into Jeff Dunham. Good job. Everybody likes Jeff. Well, not everybody, but I like him too. Good job.
Most people should like Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, I agree.
Just if for nothing else, than the fucking writing of his comedy.
It's just his I love how his characters are just so unadulterated and just like unapologetic in their caricatures.
It's like, hey, what happens if we offend someone? Big deal. I go home in the trunk.
All right, so a couple of some of my favorite films to watch around Halloween time. Number one is definitely Ghostbusters.
I was about to say that would be one of my picks for...
My family, my immediate family, traditionally, I don't know if the rest of them still do it. They've moved up north and they're each individually doing their own thing now. But I, for one, still hold the tradition of watching it once a year. Just the original
Nice.
Ghostbusters. And so, like, it's one of those films where it's just...
Perfect.
It's fun enough where you can just... Well, first off, it's perfect for Halloween. Secondly, it's fun enough where you can keep watching it over and over again. But as long as you only keep it to, like, once a year... Or maybe even, like, forget to do it a year. Just... it's one of those things where it's like... Absence makes the heart grow stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And, as a kid, there was a lot that I didn't get.
Right.
A lot that I didn't get. But, I mean, there was still silly antics in there that, it was like, they slimed me, or was it somebody sneezes all over the place and you wanted to collect their snot. Lines like that made me kind of like giggle, and seeing the special effects and the spookiness.
Yes, sir, it's true. This man has no dick.
Yeah. It's still such a great line because of the delivery, though. That's the thing. It's like,
God.
And then we got Dickless over here. Is this true? Yes, this is true. This man has no dick. And then, of course, the whole ballroom scene. Whoa, 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 whoa! Nice shooting, Tex.
You think you can...
It's like, wait a minute, I've always wanted to try this. And he pulls the sheet, and all of the... Everything shatters and the flowers are still standing.
Yep. Oh.
It's
Beautiful
just
movie.
There are so many great little slapstick moments in there that it keeps the child entertained. But then as I got older, I started to really appreciate some of the more intricate lines. And what's funny is like it grows on me more and more for different reasons in different ways. So it was like in high school and college, especially like Bill Murray's character, Dr. Venkman, just being this complete wise ass. Trying to
The whole thing with the mind reading with the cards.
Yes, that's one of my favorite parts. Is like where he's like, I don't know, just a couple of wiggly lines, and he was actually right.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's an excuse to hit on the co-ed.
But so I think like just after college, one of my favorite scenes is once they all lose their jobs, and they're about to go into business for themselves. Dr. Venkman is giving a speech to what's his name's character?
Talking about shoot. Why is all this knowledge leaving my brain now?
That's exactly how I feel right now. Let's see. Dan Aykroyd's character.
Stance. Ray Stance.
Yeah, Ray Stance. What did you do, Ray? But so he's trying to give this motivational speech, right, to Ray, right? And this music starts to swell, and you hear it in his tone, like he's almost about to break into song, but he never does.
Nope.
No, for some reason, I'm giggling uncontrollably, and no one seems to be reacting to this. It's like, call it fate, call it karma. And I'm like, just, it's like done. Then he just goes, I believe we were meant to go into business for ourselves. It's just like, why are those scenes always so subtly ignored? It's like when it comes to Finding Nemo, one of my favorite reoccurring jokes is when the starfish is trying to talk and is just muffled up by the glass. Can't hear you, Peach. Nobody laughs over that, and they do it like 3 times. They do the 3 joke rule, and I'm like, this is hilarious. This is a really funny running joke, and nobody picks up on this. There's a ton of subtle jokes in that just breeze by in Finding Nemo that nobody laughs at. I'm like, how are you people not cracking up over this film? And it's just, oh man, just Ghostbusters just keeps charming me more and more. Especially oh gosh, where it was
again.
Are you the key master? No. Door slams. Are you the key master? Yes I am. Take me now, sub-creature. Oh, I would, but it seems like there's already more than one of you inside you already.
You are full up on people. Hi, Zool. Can I talk? Is Dana available? Can I talk to Dana?
There is no Dana. There's only Zool.
You must have a lovely singing voice.
So good.
So I was actually watching Jurassic Park earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I had just gotten to the part where they first passed by the Tyrannosaur paddock.
Right.
And it's funny because it's been several years since I had actually seen Jurassic Park, and I consider that to be a good horror film.
Sure.
It's a good monster movie. Like, seriously, folks, if you haven't, kids out
In the
there,
same vein as Jaws or similar.
If you haven't seen the original Jurassic Park, I think that was 1993.
Yeah.
Do yourselves a favor. It's one of Spielberg's finest films. And I appreciate it more and more that I watch it. It's like a fine wine, which is probably
that's good.
Which is probably not a something that I should be using as a. Well, anyway. Anyway,
for those wondering why I've been so silent during these conversations, it's because I haven't seen films.
Because what?
You heard what I said.
Oh, wow.
You haven't seen
That's
Ghostbusters?
I don't think I've ever seen it in its entirety.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's about
maybe like just snippets.
What's great? What's great about the film is that like it's about just a bunch of guys. They've come up across a technology and they decide to try to use it for their own profitable business. They have no idea what they're getting themselves into. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just a couple of blokes in New York City trying to make a job off of busting ghosts. You know, a bunch of blue-collar workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you move on to start talking about Jurassic Park, and I can tell you... I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, well, you need...
Oh,
okay,
man.
well, you definitely needed to see that.
I saw Jurassic World.
Jurassic World was a fine film. It picked up right where it should have gone. So
And the
Jurassic
second
Park.
one.
So Jurassic Park, Lost World, Jurassic World, and Lost Kingdom. Yeah.
Fallen King...
Fallen Kingdom, yeah.
Upon further inspection of Fallen Kingdom, that movie is a goddamn mess.
It's hilarious. But you know what? It's fun.
I do like how all of us just kind of glossed over Jurassic Park 3 like it never happened.
I'm sorry, what movie?
It's like that. It's like that meme, like I am sick and tired of people being, critical of the Jurassic Park series. Jurassic Park is a classic. Jurassic Park 2 is visionary. Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World is innovative and continues on.
No.
I'm
There's
sorry,
a video.
Even though I haven't seen it in... Again, Jurassic Park, one of those films I haven't seen in full. But I can tell you off the bat, that did not need a fucking sequel.
No.
Probably not.
No, in fact, actually, what's really funny about that is that Spielberg, or maybe not Spielberg, but maybe some of his producers, they actually hired Crichton to write The Lost World.
That's right.
To be made into a sequel movie. And to be honest, okay, look, I as a kid, so here we go. As a kid, Jurassic Park, I actually read it in the 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of scenes that they borrowed from the book in The Lost World.
Yeah.
Like the opening scene in The Lost World with the little girl and the little compies. Yeah, the Procom Sabernuthus. They would, they basically tore her apart. That was the opening scene to the book of Jurassic Park, the original. The way that in The Lost World, the guy died to the compies, where he's like throwing rocks at them and then by the little lake.
Down.
Yeah, and then you see the blood run down and everything. That was actually John Hammond in the original book.
Right.
And Hammond was an absolute asshole.
Now, did you guys ever read the book? Did you guys read Crichton in general?
I did not read Crichton, no.
Okay.
But
then I guess cross that off as a potential topic in the future. Never mind.
well, now I'm gonna have to look into this.
He's all right,
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about The Lost World, is that he already made his points in Jurassic Park, but he made it fun and entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
He made it scary. He made the whole point of like, hey, look, nature does its own thing. We as scientists, we as people, we try to understand and then use these understandings and knowledge as tools to either forward our society in terms of either power for good or for entertainment. And if you're not really invested in the responsibilities in the power in which you are wielding, then horrible disaster will happen. And he makes a very good point, because I was also watching some documents about or documentaries about nuclear testing sites, and it's just absolutely insane. Like, just still today in some of those locations, you can't be there for more than an hour without protective gear.
Right.
And then came The Lost World, where basically he was just shitting on science. Just straight up saying, it doesn't matter what you study. It doesn't matter what you know. You literally know nothing, and you can pretend to think that you're in charge and you got control. No, it's gonna do whatever the fuck it wants, and you're gonna be always completely lost in a loop. And it was not fun. It was a 300-page preach, is what it was.
Gotcha.
And I hated every moment of it. Now, as a kid, I thought it was cool because it was like, oh, we got some cool dinosaurs. Like, some of them could, like, change their colors, like a chameleon or something. But then I reread it recently, and I'm just like, I now, for some reason, absolutely hate Crichton. Like,
yeah, it's not one of my favorites of his.
I just, like...
Either.
I mean, like, it was cool because, like, with the first one, like, even got to the point where it's like, they knew that the park was going to get nuked, but Grant still wanted to, like, research and see how the raptors were breeding and doing stuff, so they still had to go down there and into the breeding chambers and take samples. Like, it was still this concept of study and exploration after the initial fear. It's like, now we know what we're dealing with. How can we cut it at the core if for some reason something escapes, despite our best efforts?
Right.
Like, that was cool, but just Lost World was just shit.
Yeah. If I was putting together a short list of Crichton books to recommend someone, that would not be on there.
No. Absolutely not. My mother would recommend Timeline.
Yeah, that is a fun one.
I haven't read Timeline yet.
It's time travel, and they go back to
medieval times?
Medieval times, and time machine breaks, and oh shoot, how do we fix this before we muck up time?
Yep. That's
I would recommend Sphere.
Oh, I really enjoyed Sphere. I even enjoyed the ending. My mother did not enjoy the ending. She felt that
it is kind of a fuck you ending.
It was very rushed.
The end, or is it?
No, and that was the fun. No, that was the fun thing, because
exactly.
That was the fun thing, because, like, basically, spoiler alert, folks. There's this big crazy sphere. It could be from the future, could be from the past. It could be alien, or it could just be human from the future. We don't know.
We never really find out for sure.
But it communicates, and then suddenly it's in the bottom of the ocean, and they connect with it, and each of the crew members of the subnautical ship thing each touch it and communicate with it, and now they have psychic abilities. They don't realize it, but all of their desires and dreams and fears come true. And then suddenly they realize what's actually going on, and they decide to basically abandon ship, and then my mother argues that simply it was because, well, Crichton has this problem where either he runs out of money or he runs out of time, so he just rushes the ending.
And just kind of, here it is.
This happened.
And the end.
And that definitely is how it felt with Lost World as well, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And
but
to be honest, the original Jurassic Park as well.
But and I also watched the movie Sphere, and I really enjoyed the film.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed the film
Yeah.
the film Sphere. And something that they didn't touch on in the movie, but that was in the book, and this is the big spoiler part. So, skip. I don't know, maybe a minute or so. Who cares? They decide, with all their crazy cool psychic powers, let's just use our psychic powers to say that we forget that we have psychic powers.
Yep.
Therefore, they lost their psychic powers. Except...
Or did they?
There was one. It was the lady.
Which I think was actually the ending in the book as well.
Yeah, that was the ending in the book. And what was his name? Norman?
Something like that.
And he turns to her and says, you look rather beautiful. And she's like, and she just kind of smirks, and that's how the book ends, because she chose to not get rid of her powers.
Right.
And Wyatt and I, Wyatt's a very good friend of mine. You can find him on some of the other episodes of various things on the Coop Cheese channel here, like Two Friends and a Projector. He and I actually discussed this quite extensively, and why we both actually really enjoy that ending.
Yeah.
Just the fact that she decided, you know what? No, I want
fuck
this
that.
power. Yeah, I'm going to keep this power.
Yeah.
But
it's actually kind of a theme with Crichton movies. Usually the movie is a better version of his books. Same is true of Eaters of the Dead, a.k.a. 13th Warrior.
But what I was thinking was, like, the scene in Jurassic Park where, like, they're in the... Well, just... I'm paying close attention to the expressions that, say, like, Sam Neill has.
Right.
And I'm really focusing on Sam Neill today, right?
Sure.
And
good actor.
So, like, one of the things is, like, how fast do they go? And Hammond doesn't even respond to him directly. He just says, well, we clocked the T-Rex at 35 miles an hour. And he says, I'm sorry, what'd you say? We got a T-Rex. Do you have a what? We have a T-Rex. And you see him, like, getting weak in the bones, going, oh no. Like, at first as a kid,
The madman, they did it.
At first as a kid, I was thinking, like, he was like, I need to see this thing. I'm excited. Like, oh my gosh. Like, what did this guy... But now, as an adult, I'm thinking, if I was in his position, I'd be tripping the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, you did a what? You made a what? Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ed.
I got thrown into the AFK channel because I wasn't talking.
Oh,
It's
those
because I got
dastardly
nothing to
bots.
say. I can't contribute to this conversation.
It's fine. I asked you to
Sonda's-
contribute.
Sonda's
I asked
back
you
here.
to contribute to your own conversation, and you both went off on Star Trek for, like, what, 15, 20 minutes, and I had nothing to say.
We can go longer.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
The thing is, it's aged extremely well for the most part, but there's a lot that didn't too.
Also true.
It's true.
Take the original series, for example.
Oh boy.
But I mean, like,
And
it's
then
like
I'm not
seriously.
gonna have the hardcore Trekkies coming down on me. Like, oh, how dare you disrespect the original series? Fuck you, it wasn't that good to begin with. None of Trek really is.
It went 3 seasons, then got canceled, and then it was, gosh, how long was it between the original series and the first movie? Because the first movie was in the 70s, right? So it was like a decade. It just lay fallow for a bit. Oh man.
Well, then,
Like, that was almost it for Star Trek.
Well,
Then we got the next generation, and then we got the best captain, Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise.
Engage.
Make it so, number 1.
just to really quickly wrap up my last 2 cents on Jurassic Park, though.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I'll just make this really quick.
I'm just gonna lie back until you fucking need me.
No, I'll make this super quick, then we can move on. That scene where they're in the control room and the tour's going through, right? And what's his name says, like, we got all the problems in the world for a major theme park and a major zoo, and we haven't even gotten off the ground yet. And then Hammond steps up and says, Nedry, our lives are in your hands and you've got butterfingers? Hey, I'm totally unappreciated in my time, John. And then he goes off to rambling like, this entire room could be managed by minimal staff only, blah, 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 this and that. And if you can find somebody who can manage 8 different servers, at the price that you're giving me, I'd like to see you try. And they start to have this financial argument, right? And
right.
I'm sitting here going, this weirdly sounds like like an argument between my grandmother and I. So,
wow.
I'm just like, and she, it's like, I am not about to get into another. I'm not about to get into another financial debate with you, Nedry. Hardly a debate at all. I'm just like, damn, just like for some reason, I'm able to connect so much more with each of these characters now that I am older.
No, they're good.
Yeah, which really testifies to the potency of Spielberg. It's like how Grant's character was reacting towards kids. It's like, hey, I read your book, and he's like, that's good. And like I just like immediately thought, like, that's almost like I swear I would actually respond that way. It's like, hey, I read your comics. Great, thanks.
Cool. The one scene I always go back to and love is it's Hammond just sitting with like his head in his hands, watching a screen, and you have Ian Malcolm doing his shtick. Like, we are in fact going to see dinosaurs on this dinosaur tour.
I really
can you hear me? And he's deadpan like, really
I really hate that man.
Really. All
right, those are my 2 cents. All right, come on, let's.
Jeff Goldblum, genius.
All right, RJ, come on, give us something that all 3 of us, pray tell, can converse in.
Let's see. What could bring all 3 of us together?
Just think about love, love, love.
What TV shows?
Love, 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 love.
Did you guys ever watch the action pack that had The Legendary Adventures of Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess?
No,
Does that ring a bell?
I steered clear away from that.
Bummer.
I was not at all interested in those as a kid at all. Like, it just seemed really, really cheesy and shoddily done. Now,
I mean, it was.
Now, me
that was
now
the
as
fun.
an adult, that's the thing. It's like now older, I'd probably be like, yeah, show that to me now. I'm probably gonna love it.
You got that. You got Jack of all trades with what's his face.
Oh yes.
Good old what's his face.
Sorry. Bruce Campbell. That's what I was thinking of.
Wait, who is Bruce Campbell?
Bruce Campbell. You've seen Army of Darkness, right?
No, I know Bruce Campbell, but I mean, like, who did Bruce Campbell play?
He was Jack Stiles, American spy stationed on a South Pacific island in the early 19th century.
Oh my gosh! I thought you were still talking about Hercules and Xena.
He was in that too. He was Autolycus, the King of Thieves.
Oh god.
But he was also in Jack of all trades, which was also by the Raimi brothers.
Okay.
Sam Raimi and et al. But yeah, no, he was Autolycus in Xena and Hercules. And just hamming it up in his usual Bruce Campbell style.
Bruce Campbell's a good time. Did you ever?
Heck yeah.
Did you ever see him in? Oh, what was that? What was that spy show that he was in? He was kind of.
Oh, Burn Notice?
Yeah, Burn Notice.
I was about to say Jack of all trades again because technically he was a spy in that. But yeah, Burn Notice was also a good one.
Yeah. I felt like that was the better version of, like... I feel like Burn Notice... Okay, you know how they remade Hawaii Five-0?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Burn Notice would have been a better remake of Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah, probably. I never saw the remake of Hawaii Five-0. It
was all
never much cared for the original Hawaii Five-0. So.
Oh, I love the original. It's just so campy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But
good stuff, I'm sure.
But the remake, they try to make it too trendy, and it's just like, that's just not McGarrett. To be honest, like, the best way that anyone could have remade Hawaii Five-0 would have been CSI Miami. Like, I believe that CSI Miami is the spiritual successor to the original Hawaii Five-0, but in Florida.
Yeah. Sure.
Fight me on it. Fight me on it.
What am I reading right now?
What are you reading right now? Tell us. Explain it to us.
Apparently...
Go into excruciating detail to us.
I don't want to go into excruciating detail. It's just that the mere premise of this is absolutely fucking stupid, but there's actual fucking evidence of it happening. Apparently,
go on.
Last week, someone fucking reported that somewhere in Jasper National Park, there was a moose that came up to the cars and started licking them.
Okay.
That is extremely Canada.
What the fuck? Just cars on the fucking highway trying to get places, and there's a moose on the road right next up to the car so it knows, oh, I'm not gonna get hit. There ain't no one that stupid to hit a moose. And it's licking the fucking cars.
It sounds like someone left them to their moosey fate.
Moosey fate!
Say it! Say moosey fate! Their moosey fate. Yay!
So you're stuck in traffic. And a moose comes up and licks you the other day.
It's just a moose giving you a free car wash.
Yeah, a Canadian car wash.
So you're stuck in traffic and a moose gives you a free car wash the other day.
I'm sorry, I literally can't speak about anything because you two go off on like your old person fucking and TV bullshit.
Hey!
Fair.
I can't hear you. You're
Get
too
bent, old man.
You're too trendy. Get off my
So I got
lawn.
nothing better to do than peruse social media. That's just what comes up. Just like fucking Moose Lick's lineup of cars at Jasper National Park. What the fuck? What the hell? And there it is. Someone just took a picture of the damn thing licking the hood of a fucking car.
So, are there any,
What the hell?
you know what? Hey, just for the hell of it, 'cause it seems like this is kind of one of those for the hell of it episodes anyway.
Yeah, why not? Do it.
I have a question for you, Mr. Envoy.
Oh, fuck.
Does Canada have any special, like, October festy weenies, traditions that are unique?
Aside from the usual go out trick-or-treating and have fun thing, no, not really.
Okay, so you're about as boring
Well,
as we
other
are.
than the fact that our Thanksgiving is also in October.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Unless that also got changed without anyone fucking telling me. Since I live under such a goddamn rock, I don't know what happens anymore. Oh, no, here it is. It appears to be...
They've decided that all genders are technically women plus.
When the fuck did this happen?
Yeah, you live under a rock. You forgot about that?
God damn it, Trudeau. Stop changing shit! That doesn't need to be changed! Okay, here it is.
Hold on.
If I'm on the second Monday of every... It's held every October on the second Monday of the month.
Hold on,
That's when we have our Thanksgiving.
RJ, if I may quote Jurassic Park,
by all means.
every chromosome starts as female, except for during a certain point in which a hormone provides it to makes it go male. We just simply deny them that. Deny them that? I love pointing that out where it's like Eve came from Adam. Actually, evolutionarily speaking, that's absolutely incorrect. We're the genetic twist that only provides a genetic variation to the gene pool. That is like we are the mutation, not them. And Trudeau just says, "We just simply deny them that."
Lol.
Hold on, you're actually trying to... Are you actually trying to say that Trudeau is somehow fucking intelligent?
No. All I'm saying is that there's... that perhaps he is the puppet behind a greater mastermind.
Oh, he's a puppet, all right. He's oh fuck me, I don't.
He's a politician. Come on, it's kind of like how now don't get me wrong.
He's like Trump, only overly politically correct.
No, don't get me wrong. My Christian friends, do not forget, I am also aligned with you guys. All right. But Mr. Constantine made Christianity popular because he noticed that it was, well, getting popular, and he decided, well, you know what, I'm going to side with them, so I'm going to now make that the official religion of the Roman Empire. And that's how we have, and that's why Christianity is so hugely widespread. Nothing against the religion. I'm, I am a member of a Presbyterian church, so, can't fault me on that. But just pointing.
One of my friends is Christian.
Huh?
I mean, one of my friends is Christian. I can't be anti-Christian. So I go to the gladiatorial games, and they feed a couple to the lions. I got a friend who's Christian. I can't be against Christian.
Hey, are you accusing me of something? No, seriously, are you accusing me of something?
No. I was having a jape.
I know. I like how it just like it became, I like how it suddenly became quiet. I'm like, no, seriously, are you seriously trying to say something?
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
No, seriously, man. What are you trying to say here, man? Well, yes, and all of this is true. So how about that, robot apocalypse?
Apocalypse? What about Apocalypse?
The robot apocalypse.
Oh, the robot apocalypse. I thought you were talking about X-Men for a second there.
No. I mean, he's not really a robot. I mean, is he a robot?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Have we officially run out of things to talk about?
It could be that, or I've just lost all ability to give a shit.
Well said.
There's nothing interesting happening on social media, so meh.
Just one of those Sundays.
Just one of those Sundays.
I mean, to be fair, it is on Facebook, so I shouldn't be fucking surprised.
The robot apocalypse?
But what the hell's a fucking robot apocalypse?
The singularity, that what you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Resistance is futile.
Can I get real close on the mic real quick?
Go for it.
The hell are you people talking about?
The singularity is the rapture for people who think they're too good for religion.
I'm sorry, still lost. What?
So
we're going with this now. Yeah.
Okay,
here we
so
go.
there are some people who think that because we are experiencing a heightened acceleration of innovation and advancement in the area of technology, that eventually technology is going to advance to the point where our stuff is smarter than we are. And it'll get so smart that either it will completely wipe us out and be like, no more living organisms, or it'll just reintegrate us into a more perfect version of existence, aka the singularity, where we all become, transhumanist supermen or something with cyborg implants and all that.
God creates
and
dinosaurs.
I stand by my original statement. It is religion for people who think they are too good for religion.
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs. Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth.
I mean,
and I go full circle back to Jurassic Park. Woo!
Hey, we did it.
So yeah, no, that's an interesting concept. The whole concept of the singularity being religion for people who think that they're too good for religion. Could you explain that a little bit?
I mean, it's just a fancy way of saying it's wishful thinking. I mean, machines are never... They may be able to do calculations faster than we can, but at present, there needs to be, in the same way that there would need to be several big leaps in technology to get to pure fission as a power source, there would need to be a similar jump forward in computing capacity to actually have real sentient thought. I mean, the Turing experiment, for example, is basically, can a person be tricked into thinking a machine is alive if it answers questions in a believable enough manner? All that test is doing is just saying, like, okay, at what point can we be tricked? It doesn't mean there's actual sentient thought happening.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Chinese room experiment?
No.
Is a direct refutation of the Turing thought experiment. Chinese room says, okay, suppose there's a room and a Chinese person writes something on a piece of paper, puts it inside. On the inside is a person like you or me who can't speak Chinese but has a little sheet of paper that says, when you get this response, put this one back and slide it out. Is that intelligent communication? Most of us would say no, because you don't know what you're doing. You're just following commands. Well, that's basically what a computer is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe eventually it'll get to the point where it's actually self-aware, but we're not there yet. And I have not seen sufficient
Oh yeah, I mean, just look at
advances to tell me that we're well on our way there. I think we're still a ways off.
I mean, like, look at Cleverbot. I mean, like,
yeah,
I like to hop back over to Cleverbot like maybe once every 6 months or so,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, the conversation does get more entertaining and more unique and interesting, and more responsive. But at the same time, it's really entertaining to find all of the loopholes.
Yeah. I mean, because that's what we're saying there needs to be that we don't have yet is, can it think for itself rather than just follow a series of subroutines that simulate thinking for itself?
Yes.
Because that's what will be required for it to actually realize, oh, hey, I don't want... Unless we literally tell it, get rid of the humans, no computer's going to get there.
Yeah.
Because we're not to the point yet where it can decide of its own volition, you know what, fuck these guys.
Yeah, well, I mean,
or
not to mention, like,
let me uplift these guys who have fallen behind, or something, or whatever the good version of that is.
Not to mention, like, even if they did get to that point, like, they'd have to find a, I mean, there's, I don't know, I mean.
It's just not there.
It's just not
There's
there.
no there there.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so I can see how some people could get, like, the concept of, say, like, we are now, like it really baffles my mind, actually. Sorry for kind of backtracking a little bit in the middle of a sentence.
No, that's
fine. It really baffles my mind and frustrates me when I hear, like, a scientist saying, like, we are, like, gods now. Like some of these
right.
TV personality scientists. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're not even close. They're like, look at what we're creating. We have all this technology that feeds us and this and that. And, okay, so look back into human history, and people believe that man and woman was made to develop and create, basically to feed and do the dirty work for the gods. Like, we were the gods' technology. We were the robots.
Right.
We were made in their image to do their petty work while they went around and have fun. Now, you look at our society and you see various similarities. It's like, well, now here we are. We've got the technology, and we're having all these other devices bringing us the food and cooking X, Y, and Z up and providing us with the entertainment while we're having a good time. And that's actually kind of far from the truth, but
yeah.
Yes, I can't wait for the mighty television revolt.
Now there's an entire Simpsons episode based on that.
Right.
Like I said, all praise our OLED overlords.
Our LED overlords.
Yep. You guys ever read a comic called Caveman Comics? or caveman
Yes.
sci-fi?
Yes.
Oh, you are familiar
I'm
with it.
not.
Okay. So the premise is it's a bunch of sci-fi plots, but done with like caveman setting and stuff. So you have first panel where me am grog, me use fire, stay warm, and like there are other kind of no you am play god. It's like no me no am play god, me make shelter, and then next panel is everything's on fire. Oh me am play god. Next one, me am gorg, me domesticate animals, and they're like no you am science am go too far, like no science am go too far, me make pets to take care of me and help me hunt. Next panel, animals chasing everybody, trying to eat them. Oh me am go too far. But the premise behind the premise is like this is pretty typical for a lot of sci-fi plots. Science creates something, it goes amok, and the moral of the story is, oh, we shouldn't have tried to do that. All the things in these caveman comics are things that cavemen made that push civilization forward.
Yeah.
And it's like,
there's another great comic. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, that was basically the end of my thought. Sorry.
It was What's New BC.
Oh yeah.
And they take like modern social concepts, but like it's almost like the Flintstones, but even earlier than the Flintstones. Like
right.
Like actual primitive, where the Flintstones was just a sitcom.
Actual Cro-Magnon, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so, in fact, I think one of the characters was Crow and Magnum.
Perfect.
So there's this one guy. He's just chiseling this story on stone tablets. He's just tink 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 tink, and it's just you just see miles of pages of this book, so to say, and you see everyone just kind of going through reading it and like, oh wow, and they're all kind of conversing, and then they get to the end into the cave, and then they're like, wait, how does it end? And they look up, and there's a guy sitting behind a podium, and it shows like a little cash register with like the dollar signs. And he's like, and he's just like, well, if you want to know the ending, I'll need you have to pay to get to the end.
The first ending DLC.
It was fantastic, and this was written like back in like the 80s. Let me hold on. I actually have one of the old books right here. It was written by
Go for it.
Johnny Hart. It says the world will end in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's see here. See the funny wall. See Jane jump the wall. Jane has defected. Like, see Dick play. See Dick, and he's just reading the book. See Dick work. Reading the book. See Spot watch Dick work. Spot is no dope. I'm like, sometimes it's just is so obscure.
Oh, love it.
But I mean, sometimes it gets pretty smart. I mean, like, but I mean,
oh yeah,
it's a weird one. But speaking of fun intellectual comics, Saturday morning breakfast cereal. Just a shout out to them. One of my all-time favorite ones. I have it saved in my launch bar. I don't think his comics necessarily have titles, but it shows these two gentlemen talking back and forth, and one guy says, "Hey, look, I built a program that self-replicates," and the other guy, and then he says, "If we define life as any piece of information that can self-replicate when physically embodied, this counts as life." And the other guy says, "Neat. But if I press Control Z, It snips out the self-replication part. Now it's non-life. Okay. If I do it again, it goes back to being life. Okay. And again, and again, and again. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead. Stop that! What? It's just a weird quirk of the universe. I have a whole computer that just creates and destroys life all day long. And he's like, I don't want to think about this. And then it says, somewhere outside of reality. And it shows, like, whenever he draws God, it looks like two clocks. And it says, somewhere outside reality. Hey, what if we make a universe where all meaningful divisions are arbitrary?
There you go. Good stuff.
How did we get to this point?
The usual way. Bullshitting.
Yeah. So at some point in your Halloweenies and enjoying your opportunities to become diabetic, just remember all the what coulds and how bees and how everything could go horribly wrong for you, me, and everybody else. And then laugh at a really stupid black and white sci-fi horror flick like The Blob.
Hey, there you go.
There we go. Actually, The Blob was The Blob. Both versions of The Blob were in color.
Oh, really?
Yes, they were.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Yeah. I'd like to join Blobfest one day. Blobfest, because the original Blob, I think, was filmed in Nebraska?
Sounds about right.
And every year during the original release date of the film, they hold a thing where they open up the movie theater and they show the original film. It's kind of like a cult classic, kind of like a Rocky Horror thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just everybody gets involved and
like your Plan 9s from outer space and whatnot.
yeah, and then everybody reenacts the whole scene of them running out of the theater. Yeah, so it's
nice.
Yeah, so it's a good time. Oh, yeah, there we go. What favorite classic old school Halloween film?
Ooh, like your Universal monster movies?
Sure, why not? Like it could be old school, just like super old school. It could be 80s. It could be just like, just
okay.
Like your good old fashioned go to. So once again, I'm going back to the beginning of the topic.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay over here. I got nothing.
You're not a Halloweeny guy, are you?
I honestly have no fucks to give whatsoever. I've had no fucks to give for the past few years.
Well, think of a scary anime or something. I don't know.
Hell, I think the only actual monster movie I've seen over the past. Actually, no. There's two.
There we go.
One of them was that freaking King Kong movie that they did. It's I think it was Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, Skull Island. I haven't seen that, but I wanted to.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, that was
movie.
good. And then I don't know what I think it was. I saw it in theaters. It was the 2014 Godzilla.
Okay.
That was also a good film. I don't remember exactly what the fuck happened in either.
The 2014 one, that was the one where he was fighting that wasn't Mothra, was it? It was one of the bug ones.
No, they made some new thing for them to fight. Once you get to the last part where you can actually see what's going on, it's very fun.
No, I mean
All I remember
I
is
only
that
caught
I
the
enjoyed
first.
both of them.
I only caught the first like 3/4 of the film, so I missed the entire climax of the Godzilla film.
It kind of goes like that one They Might Be Giants song. They have a fight, Godzilla wins. Godzilla man.
Well, I mean, I expected that,
It's
but
kind
I
of
mean,
like professional wrestling. Whenever John
You're not lying.
Godzilla wins, lol.
well, I mean,
Yep.
like,
Shit.
that's expected, but I mean, like, it's the whole spectacle of the thing, you know?
I mean,
Yeah, same thing in
There is
professional
some-
wrestling.
there's some good spectacle, and then Godzilla wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit, is that Godzilla's music playing?
By God! By God! It's Godzilla!
Oh, he's coming over the top rope! And he smashed the entire stage! Oh my, by God!
Godzilla just simply
By God,
walks.
he killed him! By God, he killed him! As God is my witness, he is broken in half!
Out of nowhere, just Godzilla just busts over the hill scene, you know, like the mountain range, and it suddenly his face completely changes. I'm a fire in my blood.
Fire in my breath laser.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
good
fire
shit.
my beam of nuclear destruction.
Pretty much. That new King of the Monsters movie. Top
Really?
notch.
Is it? Is it really?
I had fun.
I
Good.
want to see it so bad.
Okay,
I had
I
very
have to
average
watch it.
expectations. It met all of my average expectations. I wanted to see Godzilla fight. I wanted to see him fight a lot. He fought a lot. And it was, I had a great time.
That sounds like me with the first Transformers film.
This was, I would say, better than the Transformers just
Well,
because you
sure,
can actually
sure,
tell
sure.
what's going on in the action scenes.
Well, sure, but here's my thing. It's like, okay, so I
The
definitely
first
want to say
Transformers
the
was shot
first
relatively.
the first Transformers film was actually a lot of fun, but I'm sure it's nowhere near as good as that King of the Monsters film as you're discussing. But when it came out, like, so I had watched, preparing for it, I decided to watch the very first episode of season 1 of Gen 1 of Transformers.
Oh, that was a mistake.
And I'm just like, oh god. So, just to prepare myself, right?
Right.
Why would you do that? Why
Because
would you
I knew
watch
it was
that
gonna-
to
'cause-
prepare. Why
because-
would you watch something good like Transformers animated?
Because here's the thing, because it was Gen 1 first episode, so therefore it's like these people clearly would have no idea what they're doing. So, you know, I'm gonna watch something bad to prepare myself for something worse. And let me tell you, like, that episode made me really question my thinking. Because there just comes this point, because, like, I think there was they found energon cubes, like, in the middle of the ocean near an oil rig.
Sure.
No, they were.
And-
I'm pretty sure that they were just using the energy provided by the oil rig to energy.
To create energon or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that sounds
Because
like
you
it.
know, back then, energon was just like a fucking
they
MacGuffin.
they fought over it and blah blah blah, and you know that's when you meet the kid, and the kid helps, he was like what, like in his, since he was working on the oil rig, he must have been in his at least his 20s,
Something like that.
and so he's like, hey, I can help you, and Optimus Prime goes, no, we understand the Decepticons so much more. And he says, yeah, but I know more about Earth than you do. And then
He's like,
and then
"Shit,
no,
fair
no,
enough."
Optimus, like, he does like the rubbing of his chin. He goes, perhaps you could be useful after all.
He's just like,
I'm like,
well,
got me
that's
there.
not untrue.
good job, Optimus. Congratulations, you're a top tier robot.
Real galaxy brain moment there.
And so, like, when I went in to go watch the movie, this is the whole point. When I went in to watch the movie, I was like, okay, this is all that I literally want out of the movie. I want the rope. I want the transforming sound. The which they deliver.
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, it's in there. I wanted to hear Megatron say, "You failed me for the last time, Starscream." It was in there.
Yeah.
And I wanted robot-on-robot action.
That was there.
And that was... So I just was like...
And also Peter calling us Optimus Prime because he's kind of...
I just... Yeah, no. With
Even
the voice...
Though, to be fair, in that film, I would have also accepted Gary Chalk as an acceptable answer to who should voice Optimus Prime.
My only complaint was that Bumblebee was not a Volkswagen.
Right.
That was my only complaint, but aside to that, I was just like... It succeeded in all of the things that I wanted, actually, out of it. Transformer noise. You failed me for the last time, Starscream. Megatron! And robot-on-robot action.
I'm stupid!
Who dares disturb my coronation?
Coronation, Starscream! This is bad comedy.
Oh man. So I'm guessing just on a much grander scale, just giant monsters beating it. Just American kaiju fest.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I want every bit of it.
It's
I want every
good fun if you can.
I want every.
If you can get it streaming somewhere or on TV. I don't know if they do that anymore. I'd say it's worth the.
I'm sorry. What's TV?
Yeah. Right.
Ooh. Way to kick that dying media while it's down. Yet.
Now, of course, I say that while I'm wearing a Dodger baseball cap. Hoping that the Dodgers.
Speaking of dying media,
hoping that the Dodgers might actually make another game because all they have to do is win 2 out of 3. They're currently 1-1.
Oh boy.
Whatever. Anyway, what were we originally talking about?
Good old Halloween movies.
Oh yeah, good old Halloween movies.
Okay.
Wait a minute, those actually exist?
Yes.
There's a couple. There's a couple.
It also depends on how you look at him.
To be fair, I look at it through the lens of I haven't seen any.
I'm going to put forward The Bride of Frankenstein as a classic Universal monster movie that I think actually still holds up pretty well.
Okay.
And as a left field, no one's heard of this. There's an old Hammer Dracula movie called Taste the Blood of Dracula. That is also a hoot. Those are my 2 picks.
I'm sorry, what?
Old Hammer Dracula movie called Taste the Blood of... Taste, I believe taste is like with an exclamation point, and then on the next line, The Blood of Dracula. From the old Hammer flick Dracula movies with Christopher Lee as Dracula.
Yeah.
And Governor Tarkin as Van Helsing.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds amazing.
It is. It's again made in the 70s, so most of the actors are high as a kite.
Oh, God bless you, Peter.
You're gonna have,
Peter Cushing,
okay. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to invite me over to your place so we can, or rather, you can hop over here if you'd like to. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. We need to watch. I need to watch this. Do you happen to have a copy of this?
Taste the Blood. I do not have a copy of it.
You failed me for the last time, Dash Magnum.
Sorry, man.
I love how
It's
that's
apparently
Sorry.
$3 on Prime Video. So
Dash Magnum, you are either incompetent or you're just stupid.
Oh, that should be
¿Por qué no los dos?
I
was kind of expecting
Oh my
the
gosh.
high-pitched, I'm stupid! I'm
no.
stupid!
I suddenly want to just have an entire episode of Megatron and Dash Magnum, what are they gonna do next? Ow!
Dash Magnum, where the hell are the Energon cubes?
I put them up on eBay.
What the hell do you mean you put them up on eBay?
There's this guy Optimus. He was willing to lay down a lot of dosh for him. Look, we've made thousands.
Prime!
Later.
You have failed me for the last time, Dash!
Elsewhere in the Justice League.
Oh,
I think
that's not even the same fucking series!
I know. It's like, wait a minute. I think we might be able to beat this Optimus guy.
Meanwhile,
it's Batman.
Okay, I think we finally got this.
Yeah, it's between like Optimus Prime, Lex Luthor. God damn.
Oh.
Lex Luthor's online name is Lexus.
That would be fucking hilarious. Optimus Prime, he doesn't transform into a big ass truck. Oh no, he turns into a fucking Lexus.
No. Oh my god, no. It's Prime. It's like Prime.
Wait,
Zero.
no. Megatron turns into the Lex.
No, god damn it, fuck. No, it's a cross-platform thing. So it's like, okay, so he's selling the Energon cubes on eBay. Optimus Prime is trying to buy them, but he didn't set it up for a buy now price. It's an auction because it's eBay, right? So it's like, so then you have Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom. Lex Luthor goes by the name of Lexus. That was the joke. You failed me for the last time, Envoy.
There was nothing to fail!
What I'm getting is, we all fail each other from time to time.
Why don't we all just get along?
No. I don't think that's an option.
Now, one of my favorite, creepiest, scariest films I think I've ever seen is actually from the 80s.
Some good horror from the 80s.
And actually, I also enjoy the black and white rendition, the original version of it too. Just
nice.
Good old fashioned The Fly.
Oh yeah.
Was it The Fly or was it The Son of the Fly? Like in the black and white one, where it's like they're trying to raise him, and he's like, he just has the giant fly head, and he's like trying to eat the cereal.
Maybe. Gosh.
Or was that the Simpsons episode?
That may be the Simpsons talking again. I'm having trouble remembering.
But that's the thing. Okay. So cool little tribute though. What was it? District 9 was it?
Oh yeah, District 9.
That
fairly recent.
Was that that wasn't Peter Jackson, was it?
No. What was that?
Well, anyway, human gets injected by alien DNA and slowly starts to turn into... and he was like a social worker because the aliens were put into camps, right?
Right. That was a Neil Blomkamp
okay.
joint.
So...
I hope I said that right.
So, an alien ends up like injecting him with alien DNA to turn the social worker into an alien. And his transformation sequence was almost frame by frame exactly the same as the transformation from Jeff Goldblum's transformation in The Fly. Like scene by scene, it was almost exactly the same.
Dang.
Yeah, because I had just recently watched the Fly, and I was like, oh god, he's just like picking off his nails, and then he's picking out his teeth, and the skin,
all that good body horror stuff.
Yeah, all the good body horror stuff. Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, oh god, oh god. And then I'm watching District 9 and the transformation sequence, and I'm going, this is exactly the same. Huh.
Yeah.
It's like I just like had no reaction to it at all. I was just like, huh.
They got us.
Oh.
They fooled us all.
Okay. All right. I've seen this before, but at the same time, it's like I couldn't get angry at them because they were either A, they were stealing it and hoping to try to pass it off as their own, or B, because it was such a close reenactment, it had to be a tribute.
Sure.
So it's like, and you know, the whole film was supposed to be kind of one of those, like, you know, just the moral of the story is, you know, put yourselves into the shoes of your captors, kind of a thing, you know?
Right.
Try to see from their perspective.
Walk a mile in their alien shoes.
Exactly. And so it's like, even though it was just like, well, it at first seemed like a complete ripoff, I was just thinking, damn it, no, this had to have been a tribute. This had to have been a tribute.
I mean, very likely.
So, but yeah, no, Fly, The Thing had some trippy practical effects.
No, that's a solid choice for a Halloween movie.
That's a creepy one. Definitely a creepy one.
Faux show.
Not to completely derail the topic, but could we technically consider Halo in the horror genre?
Certainly parts of it. The Flood fall into that category, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just like, if we're to talk about like the horror aspects, like, yeah, the Flood are definitely... There's some goddamn body mutilation happening there. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we were talking about movies this entire time. We never even thought about talking about video games.
Okay, so second question. Could we also count Gears of War?
Gears
Because
of
there
War.
is some sickening I don't know if it technically counts, but there is some sickening shit in Gears. Holy crap.
I think I'd rather put like Half-Life 2 before Gears of War in terms of horror.
I wouldn't exactly say that's horror though.
That's one that's kind of tiptoeing the line of like weird sci-fi and horror.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of sci-fi and horror go hand in hand. Like most of the films that we discussed today involve the two of them together.
Elements of both.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I'm even bringing up Gears of War because the newest ones, like, got basically... I'm willing to bet this isn't a spoiler by this point, because I'm hoping people will have played these games.
I haven't.
The fucking locust threat that was, you know, prevalent in the first four, which was, you know, 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. They're dead. And then a new fucking enemy shows up, and they're, like, basically playing Body Snatcher with a bunch of humans. I mean, like, literally snatching bodies and taking them off to a cave.
Yummy.
And basically turning humans into them.
Sounds sexy.
Oh, yeah, no, it's... it's... Holy fuck.
Wow, that actually sounds like a reason for me to go back to Pornhub.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, no, and there's just some of the level design that, like... It was good level design, because I'm assuming the purpose was to make someone sick to their stomach.
Right.
It worked. I was like, oh god, that's actually fucking disgusting. Like, that looks like it's just mangled flesh, and it's, like, in ribbons across the fucking wall. It's almost as if, like, if you were to string out someone's intestines, and then wrap that up in, like, putrid skin. And that's what's lining, like, the thin walls that you're barely scraping.
So a hot dog. So, sorry.
No,
I'm like at this point, like I'm just like trying to like just completely minimalize like your description.
No, I don't know. It's really hard to fucking describe without fucking showing.
Right.
Because it really is one of those like visceral things, just with everything tying together. It's the sound design, just the way it looks. And you go through several of these passages, and it never gets easier for me. It's like, oh god, get me the fuck out of here! I just want to hurry through this.
Oh man, like right.
It's kind of like you sort of feel like that little bit of sickness in your stomach, and it's just kind of like, oh, you might just throw up from this shit.
Oh no, that was me playing PT.
Oof.
Oh my gosh, no, like, I tried.
Big oof.
Guys, I tried. And you know what really pissed me off is
what's that?
Is like I was really excited because like I had gotten PT just before they took it off the demo shelf, and then my PlayStation started having weird issues after a while. Like it was saying like, well, we can't save this because of this, and I'm like, but you have like an entire quarter of your hard drive available, and this is only requiring like 2 megabytes. Of course, I had a Gen 1 PS4. I still technically do, but the problem is that the darn thing, basically, Gen 1's dumb. Okay, so it had all those initial issues, and then eventually, at some point, it's kind of like Pokemon with the missing no code. Eventually, it's just gonna go to shit. And my my system was unable to connect wirelessly to the network, and then so I plugged it in directly to the network, and then suddenly the direct plug to the network failed, and then so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just play some single player games. And then the entire visual connection, like the HDMI cable, like that entire chipset just died.
Oof.
Man, sounds like you should have bought an Xbox.
But the thing is so where was I going with this?
I completely derailed you with that Xbox comment, didn't I?
Oh, the whole PT thing. When it came to the whole like, oh, we only have like so much data available on the hard drive. I'm like, no, you've got more. You have more available. You've got plenty available. So I was talking to some people. They're like, oh yeah, just easy, just reboot and re-download. I'm like, okay. Completely reformatted the whole drive. That was the same day that they took it off the shelf.
Oh.
And I was so excited because I had one of the few PlayStations that still had PT on it. And I wiped it.
Oof.
I was just pissed, but at the same, because like that bumped its value so much more.
Right.
But that still PT, that demo.
Yeah.
I think that was
still
for like I don't think they ever they still haven't come out with the official Silent Hill yet, have they?
No, I don't believe they have.
Hey,
I think it got canceled.
Yeah, no. So that PT, that tripped me out. Like I've even watched playthroughs of it, and I still couldn't do it myself. I'm like, It's okay. This is the part with the creepy, ugly baby in the sink.
In the sink, yeah.
This is the baby in the sink. This is the baby in the. I can't. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to do it. No, I can't.
There's the thing. The game makes you actually like go in there, open the damn door, and
And it's like, okay,
march yourself inside.
And then it's like, door slams, like, no, no, okay, I got the baby. Just gonna put it over here in the tub, and maybe I'm just gonna try to open the door, and what am I supposed to do? I can't do it! And I'm just like, lights back on, step out, like, I gotta have some peanut butter. Just like, I can't do it. I was like,
need the peanut butter.
I just need some peanut butter right now. The baby is me. I am the baby. Oh my god. No, I also played Resident Evil 7 on the on the VR.
Oh boy.
And I'm just like, okay, put the tape into the player.
Hey, tell me, do you enjoy torturing yourself?
Sometimes, yes, actually. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, based on the evidence before us,
and I'm like,
God
seem
damn,
so.
masochistic son of a bitch.
And I get around, and so it just keeps going, and then I find myself like in VR, like just my character's like tied down to a chair and everything, and I'm just like, it's the middle of the night, lights are out, my grandparents are just dead asleep, and I'm just in my chair experiencing these horrors around me, and it's like, I'll be back for you. And I'm like, oh god, how do I get out of here? And I'm like, okay, wiggle self over to move chair. Okay. I'm like, fuck my life. When they start there's this one scene where it's like a character just starts stabbing. It's like, it's one thing to see it on the screen, but seeing it happening to you, it's like,
that'll mess you up. That'll mess you up right good.
So my first experience with VR was actually a sports game. It was like you're in a giant mech suit, and it's like you shoot your opponent to get so many points, and then you can once your team gets so many points from shooting the opponents, a ring opens up, and then you dunk the ball in there, and you score. Whoop-de-doo.
Nice.
Really fun game, because it lended to the whole thing of, like, I'm in a mech, so I feel like I'm in a chair, like I'm, doing that sort of thing, and I can look around, and I can see the edges of my mech seat and everything. It's pretty cool. And then the next one that I really, really thoroughly enjoyed was, oh gosh, what was it called? I can't remember, but it was like Lost Planet or something like that. Basically, it was like you're in space, but you're on this planet that apparently has dinosaurs.
Huh.
And
neat.
So you're this kid, and you have like a little hover bot that goes around, and you tell it to scan things. So you scan things and try to discover the world around you. You find a baby T-Rex and you make it your pet.
Man. All these things about finding babies.
And the craziest part was, like, at the beginning, I'm like, there better not be a T-Rex. And that was, like, one of the first scenes. Because, like, me and Tyrannosaurus Rexes, like, Jurassic Park goes deep into my bones.
Sure.
Deep into my bones. And that T-Rex in VR, because I'm like, I just, like, woke up and I'm like, I'm in a nest, and that's an egg. That is a very large egg, and oh god, that looks like a very large chicken with very small arms. Oh no.
Oopsie poopsie.
And I look over and there's the big Rex Mall, and I'm like,
surprise!
And of course the entire the entire experience is non-violent, actually. It is survival only. So you're kind of like supposed to use the controls in such a way where it's like your right and left trigger buttons to like grapple things as you go. And then you can like look around and move the stick to like move forward or select different things. And that's when you start to run into predators. So you have no way of defending yourself against said predators. So what you have to do is learn your way around to distract them or avoid them. And
interesting.
Oh my gosh, one of the last scenes, which is just you and you find the old shipwreck where your parents and you were actually originally that you and your parents were originally on. And it's completely overrun by raptors. That was scary. It was scary.
Oh yeah, I believe you.
Wake me up when you start talking about Star Wars again.
Anyway, it was the thing about VR is that it was just, there's this one scene where it's like I'm straddling across these poles, right? And it was kind of like this platforming thing where you have to like drop down to the next platform and you look down because I mean, you know, virtual reality, you've got perspective and things like that. And I look down and it's like like if I let go, I will die. Like it just simply blacks out and says try again. But at the same time, like mentally you feel the fall.
Right.
So I was like, okay. I mean, I'm just sitting here with my fingers on the controller. I'm like, okay. Release the triggers and then pull the trigger again. Just release and pull. I'm like, like there's this adrenaline rush because it feels so real. Because you got the surround sound and you have the visuals, and it's just like, oh my god. So when it comes to like Resident Evil 7, it's just, dear God, I'm getting stabbed.
I imagine it's not much fun.
No, it is not fun. Those velociraptors were scary.
I imagine so.
And speaking of Star Wars and speaking of VR, the VR experience for Star Wars Battlefront 1 was actually very, very entertaining. It was everything that I wanted it to be. I was in a TIE fighter and I was... no, I was in an A-Wing. I was in an A-Wing...
Wait a minute. Star Wars Battlefront 1 had a freaking VR experience?
Yeah. Ow.
You okay?
I think so.
Hope so.
Hold on, which Battlefront?
Battlefront 1.
Yeah, which one? There's two of them, technically.
EA.
The latest one, then.
EA.
That doesn't seem right.
No, they had a VR experience. You're an A-Wing, and you're basically assisting a couple of other ships through an asteroid field. So it plays basically like a Star Fox game, but you're in the cockpit.
Okay.
So you're just kind of like, all right, well, so, you know, I'm looking around the cockpit. I'm like, okay, well, that's that thing, and that's that thing, and okay. You know, that's the thruster. Okay, move that forward. All right, we're doing good. All right, we're supposed to go through this little port over here. Oh, look, there's an asteroid that's coming our way. Pew, 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 pew. That's good. And then we go further, and then suddenly, oh no, Imperial ships! Gotta take them out. Let's all work together. All range mode. And then it was over. It was a good time.
Nice. I'm glad you had a good time.
Are you satisfied, Ed? Are you happy?
No, because I actually thought something related to Star Wars. It comes from the Clone Wars.
Oh.
Huh?
I'm willing to bet you're familiar with this set of episodes. It's during the second battle of Geonosis. When they go down into the catacombs.
Oh, the weird zombie worms.
Yeah! And it goes on for like 3 episodes. It's amazing.
Yeah, they get an outbreak on the ship.
We literally get like Invasion of the Body Snatchers in fucking Star Wars.
No, it was taking place during the same time. Basically, it was I believe it was leading up to the final space battle of Rogue One. Like the climax scene in space. That's what it was leading up to.
What?
Yeah, that was the mission. Like you were assisting some other ships to avoid Imperial starships to get to the battle for Rogue One.
Oh, I see. At Scarif, whatever that place was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that does fit the time frame, but we're not talking about Battlefront anymore.
No, but what I'm saying is like that was the Star Wars Battlefront EA virtual reality session.
Yeah, well, considering that particular section isn't that fucking difficult, considering you can literally take one of those U-wings straight through if you're fast enough and no one can fucking touch you. Basically, all the other fighters are absolutely pointless.
Yeah, well, the point was basically just to kind of immerse you into the VR experience. That was it. And I appreciated it, so meh.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that is kind of off topic since apparently we're talking about shit. And you know,
says the guy who has nothing to offer for.
You know, aside from
subject.
those couple episodes from Star Wars to Clone Wars, really, because goddamn, that was actually really well done.
Yeah,
and of course, Obi-Wan being a complete and utter, just like completely uncaring throughout the entire thing. Luminara Unduli is being held by the fucking queen of the Geonosians, who's gonna take her over by basically putting in those fucking earworms. And meanwhile, Anakin and Obi-Wan are just standing over off to the side like, oh, come on. The ear or the nose, which do you think it'll go for? Like, they're placing bets on this shit.
You see some stuff as a Jedi, you know?
Yeah, they're just
there's nothing new under the sun.
This is regular fare, just like... I was like, Obi-Wan's curious. Luke's like, hey, assholes, get me the fuck down from here. Like, oh, come on, Anakin, what do you think? It's like, I think it's gonna be the ear. They're just placing bets, like maybe take 10 creds. That's all they need. Meanwhile, all this other crazy shit's happening.
Meanwhile,
and then meanwhile, up in space, an entire clone crew gets taken over by the fucking worms.
Yep, there's an outbreak on the ship.
Jedi Padawan. If they get to that medical station, oh boy, here we go.
The Geonosians will go out even further. And it's just some creepy shit, just eyes rolling back in the head, and even just like, oh, that's just, it's the hive mind shit again. And then just to see the clones speaking Geonosian.
Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom.
Not even. The Legion of Doom wishes they were half this evil. My God.
All right, folks. I think we're like literally squeezing this lemon as dry as we possibly can at this point.
Hey,
I literally
never
had
said.
Please.
Yeah, I
You
Never
left
let it be
me
said.
behind.
that
Yeah,
we will
well,
not
you've had
try to
other-
squeeze as
you've
much
had
as we
other-
can.
You've had other days where you've just spilled your beans for like an entire 2 hours. All right.
Well, sorry if my conversations are interesting.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Well, there we go.
I'm
I guess
sorry.
we
Okay,
can't agree on things.
I'm sorry that for some reason this conversation was unable to satisfy
Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, this episode of Tridorks was brought to you by True Apparel. You shit by now. I can't be bothered to do an ad read. Alex, you know the drill. You fucking do it.
I mean, I figured that at this point, considering this episode, we weren't even going to bother doing that.
Yeah, well, I just shoehorned it in, so someone's got to do it.
folks.
I'm not feeling very professional right now.
Are you legitimately angry?
No, I'm just lying down and I don't want to get up.
Ladies
Fair.
and gentlemen,
I
don't
don't
forget.
want to
Ladies
get up, that way I can get close to my mic and actually sound like I care about an ad read.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about True Apparel. True Apparel is one of our, basically our only sponsor. We don't actually make any money with them, but we're kind of supporting and helping with each other. You know, they make a bunch of cool, soft, nice clothing with nerdy apparel stuff. So if you got some outfits or that you have in mind that you want to, have some nerdy stuff on them, they already have some cool artwork, and if you want some other nerdy stuff, we can do some artwork for you. Just go to True Apparel on Twitter. That was the worst I've ever done.
It's True Apparel 1 on Twitter and Apparel Clothing on Instagram. Check them out.
There you go.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 2 hours and 30 minutes.
We did it.
If you actually made it this long, you deserve a prize.
Indeed.
I cannot guarantee you said prize, but you at least deserve one. So why don't you just pat yourself on the back?
There you go.
Meanwhile, I'll give a rousing rendition of the Stars banner for the best of my memory. Oh, say, can you say why the odds are?
Wait.
I don't know anything else about this damn song.
Oh, say, can you sing?
Did I do good, my American friend?
Canada is all right. They're up north and they're white, and their mooses are licking your cars in traffic. And some places they have milk in plastic bags. Nobody understands why.
Did I do good, my American friends?
You did.
You did all right. Did I do good, Mr. Canada?
I don't know. All back in a month.
Call back at him. That's what about it sounds like every time I try to get in contact with you. I'm like, hey, and then out of nowhere, like, I just ignore him for a week, and then he goes, BAMF! And I'm like, God damn it.
Wham! Like, what the fuck? I've been trying to reach you for the past month, you asshole.
And you're like, I know.
It's not my fault. I had things to do. Just like, wait, what things? You don't do things. Yes, I do. I make music.
Wow.
And
You know what's really stupid? I never changed it. I never changed this once. It still says that the stream is starting.
Oh, wow. Yay. We did it.
The stream is
That
ending.
is the most epic botch ever.
I failed This, I'm going to label this as the epic fail.
Oops.
You didn't realize it until it was too late. By then, we did the ad read and we're at our closing marks.
I know.
So,
It's been a long
in
2
short,
weeks,
ladies
guys.
and gentlemen, to steal
It has.
No, it's
to
been
steal
a
an
long
outro from a much more successful podcast, I'm Death Envoy, and for Coop Cheese and Dash Magnum, we wish you a very merry thank you, fuck you, bye-bye.
Mwah. Good night, everybody.